Most people compare hotel points completely wrong. They look at the number of points instead of what those points can actually buy. Here's the truth no one tells you. 50,000 Hyatt points and 50,000 Marriott points are not even close in real-world value. In this video, I'll break down Hyatt versus Marriott in 2026, including which program gives better value, easier free nights, stronger elite perks, and smarter redemptions. And near the end, I'll show you the one situation where Marriott actually beats Hyatt by a mile. Let's start with the biggest difference immediately. Hyatt points are usually worth more per point. That's the core reason travel enthusiasts love Hyatt so much. A standard Hyatt redemption might give you 2 cents or more per point in value. Marriott points often land much lower on average. Now, if you're new to hotel rewards, that may sound confusing. So let's simplify it. Imagine Alex books a hotel room costing $300 per night. With Hyatt, maybe that room costs 15,000 points. With Marriott, a similar room could cost 40,000 or even 50,000 points. That's why Hyatt points feel more powerful. But here's the problem. Marriott has way more hotels worldwide. And this is where most people get stuck choosing between them. Hyatt gives stronger value per point. Marriott gives more places to actually use those points. Now here's where it gets interesting. Hyatt's award chart is still relatively predictable compared to Marriott's dynamic pricing system. That matters a lot. With Hyatt, many hotels fall into clear categories. You can estimate redemption costs more easily. Marriott moved heavily toward dynamic pricing. That means hotel award costs fluctuate constantly based on demand. Sometimes this works in your favor. But other times, prices become ridiculous. This is where most people fail with Marriott. They save points for months, then discover the hotel they wanted suddenly costs twice as many points. Hyatt generally feels more stable and transparent. Now, let's talk about earning points because this changes the equation. Marriott has a giant footprint. That means earning Marriott points is often easier, simply because Marriott hotels are everywhere. Business travelers especially love this. Jake travels for work constantly. Almost every city has a Marriott option nearby. That convenience matters. Even if Marriott points are individually weaker, frequent stays can generate huge totals quickly. Hyatt, meanwhile, has fewer properties. This is Hyatt's biggest weakness. If you travel internationally or to smaller cities regularly, Hyatt availability may become frustrating. And in a minute, I'll show you exactly which travelers should avoid Hyatt entirely despite the better points value. Before that, let's talk elite status because this is where Hyatt becomes extremely powerful. Hyatt Globalist is considered one of the best hotel statuses in the industry. Free breakfast, suite upgrades, waived resort fees, late checkout, better treatment overall. And the key difference is consistency. Hyatt elites often report genuinely better recognition during stays. Marriott elite benefits can feel inconsistent depending on the property. Some Marriott hotels treat platinum members incredibly well. Others barely acknowledge status. This inconsistency frustrates travelers constantly. But here's the catch. Hyatt Globalist is harder to earn if you don't stay frequently or use the credit card strategy carefully. Marriott's giant network makes elite qualification easier for some travelers simply because there are more properties available. Now let's discuss free night redemptions because this is what viewers actually care about. Hyatt absolutely dominates high-end redemptions. Luxury Hyatt properties can deliver insane value. You might redeem points for resorts costing $800 or more nightly. That's why point enthusiasts obsess over Hyatt. But here's the problem. Availability matters. If there's no Hyatt where you're going, amazing point values don't help much. Marriott wins flexibility. You can travel almost anywhere and likely find a Marriott property nearby. This is Marriott's secret weapon. Convenience. Now here's where it gets interesting. Marriott also has more hotel brands across different price levels. Luxury resorts, airport hotels, budget stays, extended stay properties. That range helps families and business travelers. Hyatt's portfolio is growing, but it still feels smaller overall. Now let's talk credit cards because these programs connect heavily to travel rewards cards. The World of Hyatt card is widely considered one of the best hotel cards because of annual free nights and elite night credits. And Hyatt points transfer from Chase Ultimate Rewards at a 1-to-1 ratio. That's huge. This is one reason Hyatt points feel so valuable. Meanwhile, Marriott has multiple card options through Amex and Chase, giving travelers more flexibility. But again, Marriott points are generally weaker individually. This is why many experienced travelers use Marriott for convenience and Hyatt for aspirational value. Now let's answer the biggest question directly. Which hotel program has better points in 2026? Purely by value per point, Hyatt wins. That's the simple answer. But this is where context matters. If John only travels in smaller cities, or internationally where Hyatt options are limited, Marriott may still become the smarter real-world choice. Because points only matter if you can actually use them. Now let's talk about all-inclusive resorts because this category has exploded recently. Hyatt has become extremely strong here because of its inclusive collection properties. You can redeem Hyatt points for all-inclusive stays that include food, drinks, and entertainment. That creates massive value opportunities. Marriott has all-inclusive options too, but many travelers still feel Hyatt delivers stronger redemption value overall in this category. And this is where most viewers get excited because all-inclusive redemptions can save serious money. Now here's something important most comparison videos ignore. Travel style matters more than point value charts. If Alex travels twice yearly for luxury vacations, Hyatt probably crushes Marriott for him. But Jake travels weekly for business across random cities nationwide. Marriott's huge footprint becomes much more practical. This is why there's no universal winner. Now let's discuss transfer partners briefly. Marriott points can transfer to airlines more flexibly than Hyatt points. That's one quiet advantage Marriott still has. If you value airline miles heavily, Marriott's transfer ecosystem may appeal more. But honestly, most travelers still get stronger value using Marriott points for hotels instead of airline transfers. Now here's where things get really important. Both programs continue changing. Dynamic pricing keeps evolving. Elite benefits shift. Award costs rise over time. So the smartest strategy in 2026 is flexibility. Instead of blindly hoarding millions of points, use them consistently for valuable trips. Points are not investments. Programs devalue constantly. This is where experienced travelers stay ahead. They earn and redeem strategically instead of sitting on giant balances forever. Before we wrap up, let's make this extremely simple. Choose Hyatt if you want. Better value per point. Luxury redemption potential. Stronger elite perks. More predictable award pricing. Choose Marriott if you want. More hotel locations worldwide. Greater convenience. More property variety. Easier access during business travel. And remember this. The best hotel program is the one that matches your actual travel habits. Not the one with the loudest online fan base. If you mainly stay where Hyatt has no properties, superior point value becomes irrelevant fast. But if you can consistently use Hyatt hotels, the value can be incredible. That's why experienced travelers often combine both programs instead of treating it like a sports rivalry. If this video helped you finally understand Hyatt versus Marriott, hit the like button and subscribe for more hotel rewards and travel strategy videos every week. And in the comments, tell me which program you personally prefer right now and why.